Have you ever wondered what it's really like to grow up with a famous parent? For some kids, it's all glitz, glam, and red carpets. But for others, the spotlight comes with a heavy price. What happens when fame turns into a burden, and the pressure becomes too much to handle? In today's video, we're diving into the lives of 25 black celebrities with a lot of kids. And the surprising truth is, some of those kids can't stand their famous parents. Joseph Jackson. When you talk about Joe Jackson, the patriarch of the legendary Jackson family dynasty, you're diving into a story that could fill an entire book. Joe didn't just raise a family, he built an empire. But at what cost? His name often comes up in conversations about controlling, overbearing celebrity parents. And it's no secret, his 10 children, including icons like Michael and Janet, had deeply complicated feelings about him. While some praised his discipline, others opened up about the emotional scars he left behind. Joe's strict, sometimes brutal methods to push his kids towards stardom made headlines for decades. Michael Jackson, the king of pop himself, was the most outspoken. In interviews, he admitted he feared his father, describing him more as a manager than a dad. Michael shared painful stories of harsh punishments and relentless pressure to be perfect, even as a child. His siblings, like LaToya and Jermaine, echoed similar experiences, though some were more forgiving, acknowledging that without Joe, their success might never have happened. But the drama didn't end there. Whispers of favoritism, power struggles, and fractured relationships kept the Jacksons in the tabloids for years. Many believed it all stemmed from Joe's need to control every detail of their lives. Even after Joe's death in 2018, the legacy of his parenting lives on. Several of his children have reflected on how those early years shaped them, for better or worse. Some fans argue Joe's tough love was necessary to survive the ruthless world of showbiz. Others wonder if the price of fame was just too high. One thing's for sure, the story of the Jackson family is as fascinating as it is turbulent, and Joe Jackson was the engine behind it all. Depending on who you ask, he was either the hero or the villain. 50 Cent. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is no stranger to controversy, whether it's in the rap game or in his personal life. But what really keeps people talking is his strained and heartbreaking relationship with his eldest son, Marquise Jackson. Over the years, this father-son duo has traveled a rocky and very public road, leaving fans wondering, what went so wrong? On the surface, you'd think having a famous and wealthy dad like 50 Cent would be a dream. But for Marquise, it's been anything but. The tension reportedly began when 50 and Marquise's mother, Shaniqua Tompkins, went through a messy breakup. Their custody battle pulled Marquise into the crossfire, and things haven't been the same since. As the years passed, both father and son took jabs at each other on social media. Marquise accused 50 of being an absent father, while 50 fired back, calling his son entitled. One flashpoint came when Marquise claimed that the $6,700 a month in child support wasn't enough to maintain the lifestyle he was used to. But perhaps the most shocking moment? 50 once posted on Instagram that he wouldn't have a bad day if Marquise got hit by a bus. Some dismissed it as dark humor, just another example of 50's trolling persona. But others were horrified. Public interviews and online posts only added fuel to the fire, making it clear that reconciliation might never come. This feud feels less like a family matter and more like a real-life hip-hop soap opera. Will they ever mend fences? Only time will tell. But for now, this father-son drama remains one of the most heartbreaking stories in the world of hip-hop. Matthew Knowles. Matthew Knowles, the man behind Destiny's Child and the early rise of his superstar daughter, Beyoncé, is another celebrity father whose personal life has made just as many headlines as his professional triumphs. While Matthew played a pivotal role in shaping one of the greatest pop icons of all time, his private life was far from picture perfect. The drama began to unfold when news broke that he had fathered children outside of his marriage to Tina Knowles, igniting a storm of scandals that deeply shook the Knowles family. Though Beyoncé and her sister Solange have stayed mostly silent about their father's indiscretions, the cracks in their relationship started to show. Matthew's absence from key moments in their lives didn't go unnoticed. Whispers of strained communication and reports of financial mismanagement only added fuel to the fire. Eventually, Beyoncé made the bold decision to cut professional ties with her father, taking control of her own career. To make matters more complicated, Matthew's children from his extramarital affairs have also spoken out. His son with actress Alexandra Wright, Nixon Knowles, reportedly went without child support for a time, and Wright publicly accused Matthew of shirking his responsibilities. Even as Matthew continues to defend his legacy and his undeniable role in Beyoncé's success, the story behind the scenes reveals a much more complicated family dynamic, one filled with tension, betrayal, and a longing for reconciliation. Brian McKnight. R&B singer Brian McKnight, best known for his smooth vocals and timeless hits like Back at One, has recently found himself under fire, not for his music, but for his role as a father. His grown children have come forward with emotional accusations of favoritism and neglect, sparking intense debates among fans and critics alike. Despite trying to maintain a composed image, the allegations from his estranged children have cast a heavy shadow over his public persona. His older kids, Brian Jr. and Brianna, have taken to social media to share their pain, claiming that their father emotionally and financially abandoned them after remarrying. In a now-deleted post, Brian Jr. expressed his heartbreak over his father's absence during their most critical years, while Brianna shared a tearful message about feeling replaced by Brian's new family. The controversy deepened when Brian responded on Instagram, defending his actions and insisting his children are adults who need to take responsibility for their own lives. But the damage was done. Fuel was added to the fire when Brian began publicly praising his stepchildren, calling them the children I've always dreamed of. For many, this felt like a painful betrayal, a slap in the face to his biological children. Fans were stunned, and public backlash quickly followed. Whether Brian McKnight is truly guilty of playing favorites or simply misunderstood, one thing is clear: the situation has struck a nerve and left many asking, how did things get so messy? Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, the elusive genius behind the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, has always carried an air of mystery. But one thing that's become increasingly clear is the complicated dynamic between her and her 6 children, especially her eldest son, Zion. While Lauryn has long been praised for her groundbreaking music and lyrical brilliance, her parenting has come under fire in recent years. Some of her children have opened up about a turbulent upbringing. In a now-deleted post, Lauryn's daughter Selah Marley gave a raw and emotional account of her childhood, describing her mother as strict and, at times, explosive. Selah said that discipline in their home often blurred the line between tough love and trauma, leaving her feeling hurt and confused. She also spoke about the absence of her father, Rohan Marley, during crucial moments in her life, which only deepened the strain in their family. Lauryn later responded, saying she did the best she could under difficult circumstances, but for many, the emotional wounds were already there. Some of her kids have stood by her, defending her intentions, while others have kept their distance, feeding rumors of ongoing tension. To fans, it's heartbreaking to see such a brilliant artist seemingly weighed down by personal demons. And it begs the question, how can someone capable of creating such soulful, healing music also be at the center of so much pain? Lauryn Hill's legacy, already layered with brilliance and complexity, now carries the added weight of a family story still searching for peace. Kirk Frost. When it comes to Kirk Frost, drama doesn't just knock on his door, it moves in and stays a while. As a reality TV fixture on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Kirk's personal life has played out like a soap opera in front of millions. But it's not just about him, it's his ever-expanding family that often ends up at the center of the storm. With 7 children from multiple relationships, Kirk's journey through fatherhood has been anything but simple, and not all his kids are happy about how things have unfolded over the years. The moment that really shocked fans? When Kirk fathered a child outside his marriage to Rashida, his long-time and long-suffering wife. That revelation didn't just rock their relationship, it shattered it on national TV, sending fans into a frenzy. While Rashida tried to process the betrayal, Kirk's older children were left to deal with the emotional fallout. Reports suggest some of them feel overlooked, even hurt, by the choices their father has made. And honestly, who could blame them? Being caught in the crossfire of a reality show scandal is no way to build strong family bonds. To make things worse, whispers of favoritism have only poured gasoline on the fire. According to the rumor mill, Kirk's younger children, especially the ones he shares with Rashida, seem to get more attention. Though Kirk hasn't publicly addressed these claims, fans can't help but notice the tension simmering beneath the surface. In the world of reality TV, where nothing stays hidden for long, Kirk Frost's life might be an open book, but some chapters are messier than others. And unfortunately, it's his children who seem to be paying the price. Eddie Murphy, the comedy legend, is also somewhat of a legend when it comes to parenting, with 10 children from 5 different women. While Eddie often cracks jokes about his big family, things aren't always as lighthearted behind the scenes. Over the years, rumors of strained relationships with some of his kids have surfaced, especially when it comes to his daughter Angel, whom he shares with former Spice Girl Mel B. For years, Eddie and Mel were locked in a very public feud over paternity and child support. Mel accused Eddie of being absent from Angel's life, and although he later acknowledged her as his daughter, sources say their relationship remains distant. Mel has claimed in interviews that Eddie missed major milestones in Angel's life, leaving fans wondering if reconciliation is even possible. Meanwhile, Eddie appears to share a much closer bond with his other children, something that hasn't gone unnoticed by either the public or Angel. Despite the drama, Eddie maintains that he loves all his kids equally. But occasional glimpses into his private life paint a different picture. From extravagant family vacations to red carpet events, it's clear that some of his children enjoy the full perks of being Eddie Murphy's offspring, while others are left feeling like outsiders. For a man who built his career on making the world laugh, the reality behind his family dynamics is far from a comedy. DMX, born Earl Simmons. Born Earl Simmons, the late DMX wasn't just a rap icon. He was also the father of an astonishing 15 children. Known for his raw talent and larger-than-life presence, DMX's personal life was a storm of relationships, legal troubles, and family drama. With children from multiple mothers, it's no surprise that his role as a father was complicated. DMX was always candid about his battles with addiction and the law, and those struggles inevitably impacted his ability to be a consistent presence in his kids' lives. Some of his children have spoken with deep love and admiration for him, while others have quietly shared feelings of neglect and pain. His chaotic lifestyle often meant he simply wasn't there, and that absence left scars. When DMX passed away in 2021, it didn't just mark the end of an era in hip-hop, it brought hidden family tensions to the surface. Reports of disputes over his estate began to emerge, with children and mothers clashing over what was left behind. Though his legacy as a rap legend is undeniable, his family life was anything but peaceful. It leaves fans asking a difficult question: how can someone so powerful, so iconic, leave behind so much unresolved heartache? Future isn't just known for his chart-topping hits. His name is just as famous for his ever-growing family tree. With at least 8 children by multiple women, his personal life has become a lightning rod for gossip, memes, and social media debates. While Future proudly flaunts his fatherhood in his lyrics, not all of his kids, or their mothers, share that same pride. The most talked about drama? His son with singer Ciara. After their messy breakup, Ciara accused Future of being an absent father, eventually taking him to court over child support and visitation rights. Their public feud has dragged on for years, and in the meantime, Ciara moved on, marrying NFL superstar Russell Wilson, who has since stepped into the father role for her son. This new family dynamic has fueled endless speculation. How does Future's son really feel about his biological dad? And Ciara's not the only one speaking out. Several other mothers of Future's children have called him out for neglect and inconsistent parenting. But despite the criticism, Future seems unfazed. On social media, he continues to showcase his luxurious lifestyle, leaving fans wondering, how much time does he actually spend being a father? Known for lyrics steeped in toxic relationship themes, Future's real-life family drama only seems to mirror the chaos in his music. And for many watching from the outside, it's hard not to shake their heads at the tangled web of responsibilities he leaves in his wake. Steve Harvey. 10. Steve Harvey's blended family drama. More than just a sitcom plot. Steve Harvey's family life could rival the plot of any modern-day sitcom. With 7 kids, 4 from previous marriages and 3 stepchildren from his current wife, Marjorie, his household is anything but simple. Steve often presents himself as a devoted family man, but behind the camera-ready smile, rumors of tension have lingered for years. Whispers of strained relationships, especially with his biological daughters from his first marriage, have occasionally surfaced. One of the most talked-about rifts came during his messy divorce from second wife Mary Shackelford, who accused Steve of neglecting their son, Winton. Steve has firmly denied the claims, but the public fallout left a dent in his carefully curated image as a father. On the flip side, his relationship with stepdaughter Lori Harvey paints a very different picture. Lavish gifts, red carpet moments, and heartfelt praise. The contrast hasn't gone unnoticed. Some of Steve's biological children are said to have struggled with the transition into his new life with Marjorie, sparking speculation about favoritism within the blended brood. Despite being known for giving advice on life, love, and everything in between, even the king of comedy isn't immune to the challenges of parenting. Because if there's one thing Steve's story proves, it's that blending a family, no matter how famous you are, is never easy. Master P. Master P, rap mogul, business icon, and the embodiment of hustle and ambition, built his empire from the ground up. But behind the success lies a complicated family story full of ups, downs, and more than a little drama. As the father of 9 children, including rapper and actor Romeo Miller, Master P's family life has often played out in the public eye. The most explosive moment came when Romeo took to social media, airing out deep frustrations with his father. He accused Master P of putting fame and fortune above family, claiming that while the world saw a polished public image, behind closed doors, real issues were being ignored. Their online back and forth was raw and emotional, with both father and son trading barbed messages that left fans shocked and questioning what was really going on behind the scenes. But Romeo wasn't the only one to speak out. Other children of Master P have quietly echoed similar sentiments, suggesting they, too, felt overlooked or left behind as their father built his legacy. Despite Master P's efforts to present himself as a devoted family man, the cracks in the foundation were hard to hide. For someone who made a name for himself creating opportunity and building generational wealth, the struggles within his own household serve as a powerful reminder. Even the strongest empires can face battles at home. And even moguls aren't immune to the pain that comes with family conflict. 12 T.I., the self-proclaimed king of the South, might dominate the rap game, but raising 7 kids? That's a whole different challenge. The rapper and actor has had his parenting style put under the microscope more than once, with some of his children hinting at deeper tensions behind closed doors. One of the most controversial moments came when T.I. publicly admitted during a now infamous podcast that he used to accompany his daughter, Deja Harris, to the gynecologist to check on her virginity. The backlash was immediate and intense. Deja herself unfollowed her father on social media and made it clear she was deeply uncomfortable. Though T.I. later apologized, the damage had been done, and many began to question how such a controlling approach may have impacted their father-daughter bond. And it doesn't stop there. Rumors of favoritism and inconsistent parenting have followed T.I. for years. While he often posts happy family moments online and celebrates his kids' milestones, sources close to the family say not all the children feel equally seen or supported. With 7 children from different mothers, keeping the peace isn't easy, and T.I.'s strict and sometimes controversial parenting methods continue to draw criticism. Still, through the ups and downs, he keeps trying to juggle fame and fatherhood, even when the road gets rough. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is a proud father of 4 children with 4 different women. And while he's always spoken about how much he loves his family, his relationships with his kids have sparked plenty of debate over the years. His hectic schedule and wild lifestyle haven't exactly made it easy to be a hands-on dad, and that's led to questions about how present he really is in his children's lives. One of the most talked about dynamics is with his son, Dwayne Carter III. The boy's mother, Sarah Vivian, has hinted in past interviews that Wayne's parenting, while well-intentioned, isn't always consistent. She's acknowledged that he tries to be involved, but his career often comes first, leaving noticeable gaps in their son's world. Fans have also raised eyebrows over his bond with his daughter, Regina Carter. She's fiercely defended her father in public, but even she has subtly hinted at the ups and downs in their relationship. Behind the fame and fortune, it seems like Lil Wayne, like many, struggles to balance being a superstar and being a dad. Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, the R&B legend, has fathered 7 children and lived a life marked by fame, heartbreak, and controversy. While his music career remains iconic, his journey as a father has been far more complex, often unfolding in the harsh spotlight of public scrutiny. The most devastating chapter in Bobby's family life is the tragic loss of his daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, whom he shared with the late Whitney Houston. Before her untimely death, Bobby Christina had a strained relationship with her father, frequently voicing her pain over his absence during crucial moments of her life. Many believe Bobby's struggles with addiction and personal turmoil created a deep divide between them, one that was never fully healed. Beyond Bobby Christina, Bobby's relationships with his other children have also faced challenges. Some of his older kids have openly spoken about the difficulties of growing up with a father battling demons that often took precedence over parenting. Though Bobby has since made efforts to mend these relationships, the emotional scars of the past still linger, leaving many to wonder if true healing is ever really possible. 15. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, a basketball legend and a larger-than-life personality, isn't just known for his dominance on the court, but also for being a father to 6 children. While he's often lighthearted and humorous about his parenting style, the truth is his relationship with his kids hasn't always been easy. Balancing a career as an athlete, entrepreneur, and entertainer has made it tough for Shaq to always be present. And his children haven't held back from expressing how that's affected them. One of the most eye-opening moments came from his son, Sharif O'Neal, a talented player in his own right, who opened up about the pressure of growing up in his father's shadow. In interviews, Sharif has admitted that being Shaq's son comes with sky-high expectations. While he deeply respects his father, the constant comparisons can be overwhelming. Shaq, on the other hand, has never shied away from taking a firm stance on parenting, famously declaring that his kids have to earn their own success and won't automatically inherit his fortune. Despite the challenges and tough love, there's no mistaking the pride Shaq feels for his children. He often celebrates their accomplishments and supports their dreams, showing that behind the jokes and the discipline, there's a father who loves deeply. Nick Cannon has become almost a symbol in Hollywood, not just for his entertainment career, but for his ever-growing family. These days, his headline-grabbing role as a father to 12 children with multiple women is drawing more attention than his work on screen. It's the kind of situation that feels made for reality TV. While Nick regularly shares his love for his kids in interviews, many wonder how he manages to be an active father with such a packed schedule. The truth is, balancing a busy career and such a large family isn't easy, and people are starting to notice. Some of the mothers of his children have spoken out, suggesting that while Nick's intentions are good, being truly present for each child might be an impossible task. Bree Tac, one of the mothers, openly admitted in an interview that Nick tries his best, but with so many little cannons running around, there just isn't enough of him to go around. Social media hasn't held back either. Fans have questioned how deep and meaningful his connections with each child can really be when his time and attention are so divided. Still, Nick remains unapologetic. He's made it clear he loves all of his kids and is committed to their well-being. But as his family tree keeps expanding, the question lingers: can one man truly give 12 children the time and attention they each deserve? Or are the cracks in the foundation already starting to show? Chris Brown. Chris Brown's journey through fatherhood is as headline-worthy as his music career. With 3 children from 3 different mothers, his growing family often finds itself in the spotlight, sometimes just as much as he does. Chris frequently shares sweet, heartwarming moments with his kids on social media, painting a picture of a doting dad. But behind the filtered photos and glossy posts, rumors swirl that things may not always be so picture-perfect. One of the most talked about chapters was his rocky co-parenting relationship with Nia Guzman, the mother of his daughter, Royalty. Their public custody battle drew intense scrutiny, with Guzman accusing Chris of being inconsistent in his parenting. Though he eventually secured joint custody, the legal drama exposed just how difficult it can be to keep peace in a blended family. Royalty, now becoming a little star in her own right on social media, is often seen enjoying lavish experiences with her dad. But fans can't help but wonder, does Chris's fast-paced lifestyle leave enough space for the emotional connection a young daughter needs? His relationship with his son Aiko, born to model Amika Harris, adds another layer of complexity. With Harris and Aiko spending extended time overseas, long-distance parenting becomes another challenge on Chris's already full plate. Even for a superstar, balancing the demands of fame with the responsibilities of fatherhood isn't easy. For Chris Brown, the spotlight doesn't just shine on his music, it also follows the evolving, sometimes turbulent dynamics of his life as a father. And for fans, it's a story they can't help but watch unfold. Scottie Pippen. 18. Scottie Pippen. NBA legend Scottie Pippen might be a Hall of Famer on the court, but off the court, his personal life tells a different story, one filled with complexity and drama. The basketball icon has fathered 8 children with multiple women, and while his dedication to the game was undeniable, his family relationships haven't always been as smooth. Some of his children have quietly alluded to emotional distance, and the most public tension has been with his ex-wife Larsa Pippen and their 4 children, especially their eldest son, Scottie Jr., who's been carving out his own path in the basketball world. Though Scottie Jr. has spoken with pride about his father's legacy, he's also been candid about the weight of living in his father's shadow. Growing up with a name like Pippen brings a level of pressure most people can't imagine. Adding to the strain, some of Scottie's other children have hinted at feeling overlooked amid the chaos of his high-profile life. Despite his efforts to stay connected with all of his kids, juggling relationships across different households and circumstances has proven to be a tough challenge. For a man who once mastered the art of teamwork on the court, keeping the peace at home might just be his most difficult game yet. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is a basketball legend with 3 children, but it's his relationship with his son, E.J. Johnson, that has truly captured the public's attention. E.J., a reality TV star and LGBTQ+ icon, has been open about the challenges of growing up in the shadow of such a traditional and world-famous father. Today, their bond appears strong, but it wasn't always that way. When E.J. came out as gay in 2013, it made headlines across the country. Behind the scenes, the moment reportedly sparked a complicated and emotional reaction from Magic. While he has since become a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, E.J. has hinted in interviews that his father's acceptance didn't happen overnight. Those early days were filled with tension, with some speculating that Magic's initial hesitation stemmed from concerns about public image. But over time, understanding and love took the lead. Now, Magic and EJ often appear side by side at events, speaking proudly of each other and showing the world just how far they've come. Kanye West. Kanye West, the outspoken rapper and fashion icon, is a father of 4 with his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. But when it comes to family life, nothing about it has been ordinary. While Kanye has always been vocal about the deep love he has for his children, his unpredictable behavior and public outbursts have sparked serious questions about how that affects his bond with them. The most talked about drama? His rocky co-parenting relationship with Kim. From interviews to explosive social media posts, Kanye has repeatedly accused Kim of keeping him from their kids, fueling endless speculation and passionate debate among fans and the media. At the center of it all is North West, their eldest daughter, who's already carving out a spotlight of her own. With her bold personality and creative spark, she's clearly her father's child. But behind the fame and filters, many wonder, how might Kanye's public feuds and unpredictable actions shape the future of his children? LeBron James. LeBron James, the king of the basketball court, might be a role model to millions, but at home, life isn't always picture perfect. As a father of 3, LeBron often shares heartwarming moments with his kids, from proud snapshots of their milestones to candid family bonding time. But behind the scenes, especially for his eldest son, LeBron Bronny James Jr., the spotlight can cast some heavy shadows. Following in his father's legendary footsteps is no easy feat. Imagine trying to carve out your own path when your dad is one of the greatest athletes of all time. The pressure is immense. Whispers and reports suggest that Bronny sometimes struggles with the towering expectations that come with the James name. And in today's world, where every move is watched, posted, and picked apart on social media, it only makes things harder. Fans and critics constantly compare Bronny to his father, analyzing every step he takes on and off the court. And while LeBron seems to be his son's biggest cheerleader, always offering public support and encouragement, the truth is, being King James Jr. comes with its own set of challenges. Some even wonder, with such a demanding career, how much time does LeBron truly get to connect with his kids on a deeper level? Sure, the Instagram posts are sweet, but life under the microscope rarely allows for genuine privacy. Tyrese Gibson, the R&B sensation and beloved Fast and Furious star, is not only known for his soulful ballads and high-octane performances but also for being a devoted father to 2 daughters. However, behind his smooth, charming public persona lies a man who's faced tumultuous battles in his personal life, especially when it comes to his relationship with his children. His highly publicized custody fight for his eldest daughter, Shayla, against ex-wife Norma Mitchell unfolded like something straight out of a reality show, full of intense accusations and tear-filled social media videos. Tyrese's emotional posts about fatherhood have stirred up both admiration and controversy. In one viral moment, he broke down on camera, openly grieving his custody struggles and accusing his ex of keeping Shayla from him. Critics slammed his outbursts as overly dramatic, while others stood by him, seeing it as the raw pain of a father desperate to stay connected with his child. Now a teenager, Shayla has kept her thoughts on the public drama largely to herself, leaving fans to wonder how the spectacle may have affected her. Tyrese has never shied away from expressing his deep love for his kids, but his often unpredictable behavior has led to concerns. Meanwhile, his younger daughter, Sarah, from his second marriage to Samantha Lee, seems to share a different bond with her father, though Tyrese's tendency to air his family matters on social media remains. Navigating fatherhood in the public eye is never easy, and Tyrese's journey is a reminder of the complexities that come with balancing fame and family. Offset is not only a powerhouse in the music industry but also in the family department, with 5 children from different relationships. While he often presents himself as a devoted family man, rumors of tension with some of his older kids have occasionally emerged. His relationship with his daughter Shia, from a previous relationship, has drawn particular attention. Shia's mother, Shia LaMoure, has publicly criticized Offset, accusing him of being inconsistent in his role as a father, only showing up when it benefits his image. She's called for him to be more present in their daughter's life, beyond just the Instagram-ready moments. These claims have sparked debate about how Offset's fast-paced, fame-fueled lifestyle might impact his relationships with his children. To add another layer of complexity, Offset's marriage to Cardi B has only increased the spotlight on their family dynamic. Together, they share 2 kids, Culture and Wave, and their headline-grabbing relationship often takes center stage, leaving little room to address his other parental duties. Despite Offset's frequent social media posts celebrating his love for all his children, critics question whether he's truly able to juggle it all. Seal, the Grammy-winning singer with a soulful voice and timeless hits, is a father to 4 children, 3 of whom he shares with ex-wife Heidi Klum. While their family appeared picture-perfect in old photos, their separation revealed deeper cracks that have likely affected their children, particularly Seal's relationship with them post-divorce. Heidi accused Seal of being too controlling and distant, a claim that sparked heated debates among fans about his involvement as a father. Seal, however, has vehemently denied these accusations, repeatedly expressing how much he loves his children. Yet, whispers of tension have persisted, especially as his kids enter their teenage years, adding an air of mystery to their family dynamic. To further complicate matters, Heidi's new marriage to musician Tom Collitz has added another layer of complexity. Some speculate that Seal's children may feel torn between their biological father and their new stepfather, who has become an influential figure in their lives. Seal's journey as a father, much like his music, is filled with emotional highs and lows, making his family life a source of endless intrigue for fans. Kelly's personal life has been as turbulent as his legal battles, casting a long shadow over his musical legacy. However, his complicated relationship with his children adds an emotional depth to his story that cannot be ignored. The singer, who shares 3 children with his ex-wife Andrea Kelly, has faced harsh criticism from his daughter, Joanne Kelly, who now goes by Buku Abi. Joanne has courageously opened up about the painful strain between her and her father, especially in light of the disturbing allegations against him. In an emotional Instagram post, she revealed the anguish of being linked to R. Kelly, explaining how she and her siblings have distanced themselves from him. She has publicly supported the victims who have accused her father of abuse, a stance that earned her both admiration and empathy from the public. Her powerful words highlight the deep emotional toll this has taken on her family, painting a heartbreaking picture of a family torn apart by scandal and media frenzy. While R. Kelly maintains his innocence, the ripple effects of his legal troubles have left a lasting impact on his loved ones. Andrea Kelly, too, has shared the profound difficulties of raising their children amid the chaos, underscoring the far-reaching consequences of his fall from grace. Once hailed as the king of R&B, R. Kelly's family relationships now stand as a poignant reminder of the personal costs of his actions. And if you've made it this far without subscribing, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss another compelling story from the world of Black celebrities.